Exotic, unique, style. 3 buzzwords for today's beads, baubles, and jewels creations. Wow. And you know, something like this looks so difficult to make, but I'm joined by Arbel Shimish of Fire Mountain Gems. And Arbel, you say that you are going to help us to make this easy.
Yes. Really,
Okay.
It looks complicated, but it really isn't. Once you've learned a couple of very simple crimping techniques,
Wow.
you're on your way.
Wow,
Just-
okay.
yeah.
Well, where do we start?
Well, here we have some components. This is colored beading wire. It's stainless steel cable that's twisted together
Okay.
and color-coded, so you can use all the beautiful colors as a
Right.
design element to complement your beads.
Definitely.
This is a crimp clasp, and it finishes the necklace off in a really clean way. And these are crimps with loops, as you see here. They allow me to suspend the wire off of the base necklace.
Wow.
And these little crimp tubes allow me to suspend the beads along the wire as well as add wire to the base of the
So you can
dangle.
create whatever design you'd like.
Right.
Okay.
We can also make really a lot of wonderful
Oh,
shapes with it.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get started with our project.
Yes. Now for the first crimping technique, what I like to do is I like to hang on to the crimp clasp in my crimping pliers.
Okay.
Let me just get them positioned in here.
So they're nice and secure.
They're nice and secure, yes. And the crimping pliers have 2 stations. They're very easy to use. And the station I'll be using for this demonstration is the one that rounds the tube up and makes it into a little U shape.
Okay.
So we're going to just crimp strongly. This is all you do. And I
Wow.
tug on the wire to make sure it's
Make sure
really
it's in
tight.
there.
Yes. And if it falls out, it's okay. You can reinsert it and just crimp again.
Great.
For our second crimping technique, we'll be using the crimp with a loop, and I'm going to use just a chain nose pliers.
Okay.
Again, I hang
In
on
the
to the
center?
tube first, yes. This way it doesn't get away from me. I'm not chasing it all over the place. I insert the wire in and again, crimp strongly. That's it, you're done.
And then make sure that it's secure.
And see it just, yeah, I didn't crimp quite strong enough, so there we go.
Yay.
Now it's in.
Good.
You just
And
keep
that is a
crimping
good tip,
until
just to
it's
make
tight.
sure that it's there. Yeah, you wouldn't want to
Exactly.
string and then find out.
Right, that would fall off.
Okay.
But you can always just crimp again.
You can begin.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no mistakes in this. So now I string this pattern. I just have little crystal beads with gold beads in between, very simple pattern. Here I start adding the little tubes because this is going to make my dangle. And the next step,
okay.
you see?
I see.
So I'm adding these
It's
tubes.
the tube with the 2
all
gold beads on
along.
the other side.
Exactly. And here I just continue my pattern, and as I showed you in the first step, I crimp the other part of the crimp clasp on.
Great.
And you're
let's
done. You're
get
done with the
ready for
base
next
necklace.
Step.
Yes.
So far, this is pretty easy, so you're
Really,
definitely
there's
holding
not...
up to your end.
Yes, yes, I told you. Now we just string a little section of beads. This is a crimp tube, and it gets
Okay.
crimped like I showed you in the first demonstration. I leave a little floater crimp tube here, another crimp tube, a section of floater beads.
Okay.
Then again, another crimp tube here, and you'll see why in a minute. On my dangle, I went through the crimp tube, through the dangle, and back up through the crimp tube to create a little loop with the wire.
Okay. Now, are you going to tell us why?
Well, now
What
I
are you
have
gonna
this
do with-
tail that's dangling off of here, and this is one of the neat things about this wire. There's really zero waste. So I come up here, and I snip my tail off,
Okay.
and now I have all this wire left over. So one thing that you can do with it is you can use it to start your branch.
Oh, that's
And
why you had that
you
floating.
just, right, you just
Great.
insert it into the crimp tube and crimp it. So you have the beginning of your branch.
Great. So
Okay.
far, this is pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to see the next step. So you can just keep adding. It's sort of,
You just
oh, wow.
keep adding.
Look
So
at that.
here I've been crimping for a while, and I have all of these little branches, and it's neat because you can just put all kinds of different
Right.
beads on there and just
be
make
as
it
creative
really
as you'd
fun.
like, right.
Yes, really, it's a lot of fun. So
And you have all of these up on the top, so you can just keep going along the edge of the bracelet,
just
the
keep
necklace, I
going
should say.
for as
Okay.
long as you like. Yes, for as much of a full effect as you like.
Let's take a look at the final product to see what it looks like.
Well, here we have the final product. As you can see, it's pretty full.
It's beautiful.
But just to show you how versatile this project really is. Let's say you've been wearing it for a while and you say, well, you know, that middle dangle, I'd like to do something a little different with it. You can actually come along and you can just snip it right off. You can just snip it right off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would make me a little nervous.
Well, no, in reality, you can just
add something back on.
another, you just put a crimp tube in here and just crimp it on.
So you can change the style of the necklace.
So you can just change the style of the necklace.
As much as you like. You could take some off the side, add some different centers.
Add a different dangle.
That's great.
So now, what I'd like to show you too is in the back here, what I've done is I've added a counterweight. And the reason for this is, you know, if you add a lot of weight on the front, it gets kind of heavy.
Yes.
And it's uncomfortable for me. So I just keep adding beads on the back until I feel that the necklace is evenly distributed.
And you know what? I think that's gorgeous also if you're wearing something that has a low back. Because as you walk in, you see all the beauty in the front, but then as you're walking away, there's even more beautiful jewelry in the back as well.
That's right.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Well, this was very easy, but let's take a look at some of the other things you brought. You can see we have some coordinating designs that we can work with. You want to describe this necklace here?
Well, here I've used basically 2 colors. And I like to do that because the necklace itself is pretty busy already. And so if I keep it to about 2 colors and then silver and gold, I like to mix those 2.
Right.
I find that the necklace stays with, it's pretty cohesive.
It is.
With all of the busyness going on.
Right, and you can see you can do it with earrings too. It's a nice material to use for earrings as well. Nice dangling earrings.
Definitely.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Arbelle. You were correct. This is definitely much easier than I expected.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, have fun crimping.
I will. Well, how do you plan your project with the bead board? Katie is up next with our beading lesson for today.